Okay, let's make sure our audio is working. Okay, let's make sure our audio is working. All right, audio is good and we're ready to go. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Malin back on the Madden 25 Bengals rebuild with part 2 today. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I live streamed. Last weekend, I actually went home to visit family, so I was out of town and don't want to get into much what's been going on outside of work, but there's some personal stuff that I've been also taking care of, so that's one of the reasons I haven't been streaming very much. But I'm back to get ready for part 2 of the Bengals rebuild. Let's go ahead and take a look at the roster for year number 2. Last year, we didn't make the playoffs, but then again, we're in a pretty tough division. You got the Ravens and you got the Steelers that are pretty good. And we're just a team that's trying to break our way into the postseason at some point. So obviously we still have Joe Burrow as our quarterback. Cooper Rush is our backup, and Nick Mullins is the third stringer. Halfback, I'm still going to go with Chase Brown for this season. 81 overall is not too impressive, but I do think that is a solid starter. Then again, if we could find a good running back in the draft, it's like in the 80s coming in here, I wouldn't be opposed to that. We also signed Kareem Hunt to be our backup running back. And we have Zach Moss, our third stringer. Fullback is Xander Horvath. 99 Jamar Chase is our top receiver for good reason. T. Higgins, we did sign him a new deal. He's an 86 overall, although it being 86 may be on the decline, but we'll see. We have Lasiva still here. Burton's still here. Trey Harris is one of our rookies that we drafted out of Ole Miss. And Isaiah Williams didn't really do a lot of overhaul with the receiving core. Harrison Bryant is our starting tight end, 73 overall now. Eric All Jr. is 71. We have Drew Sample still here and McLeachin. Orlando Brown Jr. is returning as our left tackle, 80 overall. Kirkland is the backup. 74, Volson and Aaron Stinney is the backup. Ted Karras was one of our free agent pickups, 78 overall. Backing him up is Matt Lee. Dalton Risner was another free agent signing. There weren't really a whole bunch of offensive linemen that I could really feel like I could improve the team in the offseason, so we kind of went with guys in the 70s. But we got a 75 Risner. We got Kappa backing him up, and Trent Brown is back, 85, and we got Mims as his backup. Offensive line still needs work, especially considering that our top guy is only an 85 overall in Trent Brown. Our tackles are pretty decent, both in the 80s. But we got a 74, 78, and a 75. So offensive line could use some work. Hubbard is back, 77. We still have Landon Jackson. We have Landon Jackson, who was a rookie we drafted out of Arkansas. He's going to back him up, 73 overall. We got Miles Murphy at 72. 93, Trey Hendrickson. 67, Isaiah Thomas. Not the Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. So defensive end is pretty decent. We got a 77 and a 7 and a 93, but that could still definitely use some improvement. Chris Jenkins Jr., 76 overall, and we've got a DJ Jones. So defensive tackle could still use some retooling, but one of our biggest free agent pickups this offseason was Jadeveon Clowney, 77 left outside linebacker. We got Kaiser, who we drafted out of Notre Dame. He's a backup, 66. Middle linebacker, Pratt is still here. We got a 65. Francisco Mayoga from Miami is a middle linebacker backup. And Logan Wilson still here, 81 overall. He is our top linebacker. Cam Taylor Britt, 83. We got an 81 Mike Hilton back. Dax Hill is back at 81. We got an 81 DJ Turner. We got 4 corners that are at least in the 80s, so that's pretty decent. But if we get a guy in the 90s, that would be a big plus. Kobe Bryant was a rookie. We drafted out of Kansas. Free safety, we still got Geno Stone, 82, Anderson, and Anthony. Jordan Battle is still our starting strong safety, and Isaiah Simmons is going to back him up. We have McPherson back, and Drew Chrisman is our punter. So not a whole lot of change to this roster. We kind of have everything kind of staying the same as last season. So realistically, it could be another year before we actually make the postseason. I'm hoping that's not the case, but we're going to see how things just transpire this season and then go forward from there. So let's go ahead and get to the preseason. Let's get the roster trimmed down to the 53, and we'll go forward from there. We did manage to beat the Vikings in the first preseason game. We got the Falcons this week in preseason. and we lose to them by 17, and we'll wrap it up with the Cardinals game, and we beat the Cardinals, so we actually go 2-1 in the preseason. Let me check the injury report and see if we got any injuries. I noticed Jamar Chase was actually injured, but then again, he doesn't even play in preseason. Matt Lee, our backup center, is out with a broken finger for 1 week. That's not too bad. He's our backup center anyway. So now we got to cut 5 players and get the roster trimmed down to the 53. I want to keep 3 quarterbacks active. Same with running backs. We do have some extra receivers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move Isaiah Williams to the practice squad. We'll have 5 receivers. We've got... I'm going to move McGlachian to practice squad. I want to keep 3 tight ends active. We don't have a lot of depth on the offensive line at every position. So we only have 2 at every position, so we have to keep somebody active. Defensive tackle, we got 4 of them. Sheldon Rankins is somebody we signed. I'm going to put Nolan actually on the practice squad. That'll incur a penalty, so I don't want to cut Jones. I'm going to move Miami to practice squad. Right outside linebackers. No, we got a lot of corners. We got to do some 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 corners. I'm going to put DJ Ivy on practice. Okay. So that's going to be our 53 going into the regular season. That's the way our roster is going to look. And we'll go forward from here. It looks like a practice squad player did get picked up. It looks like we lost Walter Nolan. I think it was a rookie linebacker, so it might have been a bad idea. Let's go ahead and choose a draft class. Let's go ahead and get the 2026 class in here. This should be the one with, these are some real players. Okay. All right. Those are accurate, so we'll move forward. Get up and move for a little bit. Don't really know exactly how this season's going to go, like I mentioned before. I'm just hoping that maybe this is a year we can finally break through and make the playoffs, but you see the ratings down there, 82 and 83 and 81. I don't know if this team is going to be good enough to make the postseason and overtake the Ravens or the Steelers. I can only hope for that, but I'm confident eventually I can get this team where it needs to be. I feel like we may need to upgrade, the running back position at some point, like I mentioned before. Like, I'm going to go with Chase Brown this season. Being an 81 overall running back, I think is still pretty decent. I figure there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that there is an opportunity to grow there. I really think a lot of positions on this team do need some upgrades because we got a lot of offensive linemen in the 70s. So we'll just kind of see where things go. So let's go ahead and simulate to the middle of the season and see where this team is at. All right. Well, 4-2 is not that bad of a place to start. I'll admit, I thought maybe we would be. Let's see where we are in the division. Wow, we're leading our division. Wow. So the Ravens are only 2-4, and the Steelers are only 3-4. So we're not leading our division by a long stretch, but I guess kind of by default, since it looks like the Steelers and Ravens are having a little bit of a down years, this may be the year that we can take the North and make the postseason for the first time in the rebuild, which would be very good. I'm not going to lie. It'd be great to make the postseason in year 2. We weren't too far off last season anyway. We only really missed it by like maybe 1 or 2 games as far as winning in the season. So, yeah. And then again, look, as long as we have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, I feel like our offense is going to be one of the best in the league. So, you can't really do too wrong if you have a 90 receiver and you got a quarterback that's in the 90s as well. So, that's really what these rebuilds can be, and simulations can be tied to most of the time. Well, obviously, we got to take a look and see what players' contracts are up, and Lord behold, Jamar Chase's contract is up. Oh, man. I'm not surprised about that at all. We got $104 million. That neutral deal is not going to be enough. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised that Chase took the neutral deal. I thought he would want a very player-friendly option. Trey Hendrickson, 93 overall defensive end. I don't want to let him go. Excited to sign. Great. Okay, so those are actually relatively painless. We only have $48 million to spend. Britt doesn't really look like he wants to come back here, and Geno Stone looks like that we need to do some serious convincing to keep them back. I would like to keep Stone if possible. I'm going to risk losing Britt. Oh, so he just took the neutral deal. Okay, that was even better than I thought. Okay, well, maybe Britt will come back for a neutral deal as well. If he doesn't, okay, so he doesn't want to take that. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to let Britt walk. I know he is our top corner, but we were able to get Stone to come back. Pratt at a 79, he may be our captain, but I think that that's somebody that I'd be willing to move on from and get an upgrade at the linebacker spot. Hilton is an 80 overall corner. I know that letting guys in the 80s walk is not something that I really like to necessarily do, but I feel like I got to risk it in order to keep some of that money on the books so I can use it for later. Simmons, I'm definitely letting you walk. Moss, you're a backup. I'm letting you walk. Hubbard, I'm going to let him walk as well. Even though he is a starter for us, we can definitely upgrade at left end from 77, I feel like, at some point. DJ Jones actually is our starting defensive tackle. We got some other guys that are in the 70s behind him. And all these other guys are really backups or positions that I feel like we can get better at in the offseason. And look, some of these guys maybe we can look to improve on and maybe we can, keep. But yeah, Clowney even may retire, so I don't really know about that. Karras, I'm considering maybe bringing back. 77 centers don't always grow on trees, but if there's a guy in the 80s in free agency, I want to at least take that risk so that way we don't overpay for him during the renegotiating period during the season. And Miles Murphy's fifth-year option is coming up. I'll definitely pick up the fifth-year option on him, especially if I'm going to let Hubbard walk. So I think picking up Miles Murphy's fifth-year option is definitely a plus. I might come back to some of these guys later on during the season, maybe before the offseason begins. But right now, I think I'm willing to just let those guys walk. He's going to be a part of this team one way or another, so I'm going to go ahead and say that. But he's here on a long-term deal, Coachman, so we've got our guy taken care of. Let's keep simulating week by week, see if we can keep our hold on first place in our division and win the North. And unfortunately, we drop a game to the Bengals, and we're still leading our division, but the Steelers and the Browns, surprisingly, excuse me, sorry about that, guys, are still are still close to us. So we're not, completely pulling away with the division just yet. All right, but we got the Dolphins this week. They're 2-6. Hopefully this will be a win. We can't really be dropping games to bad teams like this. And we beat them by 6. Okay, so that's good. But we picked up a new injury. And Chase Brown, our starting running back, is out 4 weeks with a hamstring tear. And Kareem Hunt is... So our two best running backs are hurt for a while. How many more weeks do we have left in the season? Because if Hunt is out for 7 weeks, I might just put him on IR. Obviously, I know he won't be able to come back if I do that, but all right, so let me see. 10, we're in week 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so Hunt will be able to come back for the playoffs, probably. I know he's our backup running back. Chase Brown being out for 4 weeks, though, yeah, that's not good because right now Zach Moss would be our starting running back. So, yeah, we're going to have to go and pick up somebody. And Kenneth Gainwell, do I pick up maybe 2 running backs? I might just have to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign Kenneth Gainwell. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and pick up Clyde Edwards-Helaire, just to get some depth at running back because we need that right now. These guys are only in the high 70s, so, I mean, that's not that great in terms of just going from 81 to these guys, but it is what it is. We need to have we need to have our guys. So basically, as of right now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire actually would be our starting running back, and Kenneth Gainwell would be the backup to him. But we have all of our running backs currently right now are in the 70s. We have to cut 2 players because of that. We did not bring up anybody from the practice squad, mostly because I just didn't really want to do that. Can we cut Anderson without a cap? No, that'll be a penalty. I'm going to move Anthony to the practice squad, our second string free safety. We have corners that we can maybe put on practice squad. All right, yeah, we can't really do that. We don't really have a whole lot of backups anyway at all these positions. We have to cut one other player. Do we have any defensive ends maybe that we can move to practice? Okay. I definitely don't want to cut Miles Murphy. What about maybe tight end? We'll go to tight ends. I only cure a penalty. So I can't really cut any of our tight ends because that'll be a penalty. I don't want to do that. We only have 5 receivers. I really don't want to cut. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut Nick Mullins, our third string quarterback, to make room for those 2 running backs. So, we're going to do that. We're 5-3 right now after we beat the Dolphins. Playoffs, I know we can get there. Although it's going to be tough, but we're just going to have to go pass happy with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. We're going to have to pass our way to the playoffs for the rest of the season because our starting running back, who is in the 80s, out for the year. Well, not out for the year, but he's out for the next 4 weeks. He'll be back for the playoff push, but it's going to be tough. And with, our 2 best running backs, we just signed 2 running backs that are 77s off the scrap heap. Who knows how tough it'll be? And we just beat the Jaguars only by 8 points. We only scored 2 touchdowns in the game. So our offensive production clearly is dipping a little bit, but we're still barely holding on to first place in our division, but the Steelers are not that far behind. They've lost 1 more game than we have, but they have the same number of wins. And we actually play those guys this week. This could very well determine if we're going to actually make the postseason in a way, or if we're going to win the division. They won't show the playoff picture until I think after week 12. We have 2 huge games coming up. I know the Ravens are 4-5, but if we lose these 2 games in a row, we may be having a real uphill battle to try to make the postseason this year. So this is a big 2-game stretch for us. And we beat the Steelers. Wow, we actually beat them by 7. Okay, we actually did beat the Steelers, but we also picked up another new injury. Brown's still out. Kareem Hunt's still out. DJ Jones, our starting defensive tackle's out for 1 with a dislocated elbow. Okay, well, he's only going to miss the Ravens game, which is going to be tough. The Ravens won their last game, so they're 5-5. We're 7-3. So we are 1 game fully ahead of the Steelers in our division. It's like we have a couple weekly award winners. So it looks like Joe Burrow is having a great season so far. I'm actually going to go take a look at the stats and see how him and Jamar Chase are doing this season in terms of statistics. So Burrow has 2,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. But wow, we're only through week 12, and he's already thrown 31 touchdown passes. That is pretty impressive. Chase Brown is our leading rusher, but our running game is very, very not good. Joe Burrow is our second leading rusher with 226 yards. I know Chase Brown has been hurt, but still, we have 3 touchdowns from our starting running back this season. That's not great. Receiving-wise, Jamar Chase is only less than 30 yards away from getting to 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. We got 5 from Higgins, 6 from Trey Harris, the rookie. Okay, the rookie from Ole Miss is putting in work. 600 yards in his rookie season. Okay, and Harrison Bryant, our starting tight end, 5 touchdowns, 430 yards. So our starting tight end is actually doing some decent production. But, of course, it's Jamar Chase, 99 overall, obviously. So no question about that. So really, it's the Burrow and Chase show. Those 2 guys are the reason that we're hopefully going to be in the postseason. When you have guys like that, you got a good chance to make the playoffs every year. So I'm hoping we can ride that to the postseason. But this Ravens game is actually pretty critical, even though they are 5-5. And we beat the Ravens. So this 2-game stretch, we passed with flying colors. We are now 8-3. We're 1 game ahead of the Steelers. we're definitely leading our division. Right now, we would be in the number 3 seed behind the Bills and the Chiefs. The Steelers would make the postseason as the 6th seed. So it may be a scenario where 2 AFC North teams could make the postseason this year, one being the lower wildcard team. But I'm hoping for a division win this year, hoping a division title this year, because that would be very huge for us to win the division. Because, the Ravens being 5-6 this year with Lamar Jackson, I did not expect that at all. I don't know if they lost any key players this season or if they've got a bunch of injuries, but the Ravens being 5-6 was a surprise to me. The Steelers being 7-5, that was not a surprise. So we're really only having to deal with one other team in our division being really, really good, being a playoff contender. Normally, I feel like that would be 2 every single season. Now, then again, we could go to 2026 if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, and the Ravens could be good again. Maybe they draft like a good running back or elite receiver for Lamar Jackson, but I don't know. So anyway, we got to take it one game at a time, but this game against the Lions is going to be pretty tough. This is definitely a perennial playoff team that we're playing this week, 9-2. But we go on the road to Detroit and we beat the Lions, so we are now 9-3. We're on a bit of a nice winning streak. And we're playing a Broncos team that is 1-11. So hopefully we don't drop a doozy in this one. We beat the Broncos. And we beat the Broncos pretty handily, 42-21. So that's pretty good. We beat the Broncos, and we're 3 games fully ahead of the Steelers. So it looks like we are winning the AFC North this year, which is very good. Playoff picture-wise, we've actually moved up to the number 2 seed. The Chiefs have slipped back to the 3rd seed. The Bills have the number 1 seed right now. The Steelers would make the postseason as the 5th seed right now. So still doing some big things. Looks like we got more weekly award winners. Joe Burrow seems to be on this list every single week. 351 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He's running the football a little bit too. He looks like he has a rushing touchdown maybe every week, it seems like. But then again, we don't have our starting we haven't had our starting running back lately. By the way, let me check the injury report and see. Kareem Hunt is still out for the next 2 games, but we have Chase back. I assume we actually had Chase in the last game that we played against the Broncos, so that's good. Okay, well, the Patriots are 4-9. This should be a game that we hopefully will be able to win. And we beat the Patriots pretty handily. So we're beating the teams that we're supposed to beat. I'm a little bit surprised this season has gone as well as it has, if I'm being honest with y'all, because we didn't really improve this team a lot during this offseason with what was available. I'm still sketchy about our starting running back being only 81 overall, but if Chase Burrow and Jamar Chase are having MVP-type seasons, that may be enough to, I hate to say, put a Band-Aid on everything else, but right now it looks like that's kind of what's going to put us in the postseason. But this is a very good playoff preview test for us. The Bills are the best team in the AFC. Well, the best team in the AFC. They've won one more game than us. This could be an AFC championship preview if we make it all the way to the AFC title game. The Bills are very good this year. Let's see if we can get a win. Well, we lose to the Bills only by 14, but you know what? That's okay. The Bills are a really good team this year. They're going to win the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Ravens actually are 9-6 as well. So the Steelers and the Ravens actually are battling for the wild card spot, I would assume. So it looks like the Bengals and the Ravens right now would be in the playoffs. So maybe there's room for the both of them in the postseason. So maybe 3 teams from the AFC North might be in the postseason. We only have 2 games left in the regular season. We play a 7-8 Packers team this week. And then we've got the Vikings to end the season. We beat the Packers only by 3, but a win is a win. We're 12-4. Ravens and Steelers both won. So they have clinched playoff spots. So we have 3 teams from the AFC North that will be in the postseason this year. But we win the AFC North in the second season of the rebuild, playing the Vikings this week, and we beat the Vikings to end the season to get some momentum going into the postseason. So we actually are going to play the Ravens in the wild card round of the postseason. So here goes the playoffs for year 2, and we've made it, and we won our division. We got the Chiefs against the Texans. We're going to be playing against the Ravens. We got the Jaguars against the Steelers, and the Bills have the number 1 seed. In the NFC, 49ers have the number 1 seed, Eagles against the Buccaneers, Lions against the Vikings, and the Panthers against the Rams. So here we go. for our first playoff game of the Bengals rebuild, going up against the division rival Ravens. This will be pretty tough.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Joe Burrow with his white or blondish hair now. I wish I could change that, but I don't think you can. I might look into that. Because I would want to give him his like regular cutback, his regular hair. And it's snowing here in Cincinnati, so we're going to be facing off against the Ravens in a snow game, a snow playoff game. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 7 here.
3rd and 7.
I'll already know.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
And Hunt actually was split out that time. 1st down.
On one, right?
Scoring first, so critical in a playoff game.
Brian, our tight end, in the end zone. He did cross the line. It was hard to tell because of the snow. But Brian gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of the day. We go up 7-0 on Baltimore. And we got another opportunity here. It's 3rd down and 3. We got the ball back.
3 to go.
Brown, come on. Here we go, Chase.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with
First
a
down,
first and
Bengals.
goal. Good running. Gets them
Let's
down
go goal
to
line
about
here.
the 4-yard line. Working out of the gun, Burrow.
Chase.
Hauled in at the 2.
No, that wasn't Chase. That was Avinas.
Close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure
Got the
he
ball at the
did not
1-yard
get to
line.
the
Let's
end
pound it
zone.
in there with Brown and get on the board again.
No trying to
Brown,
throw this one in.
touchdown. Let's go.
Slams it in there.
We're at 14-0 on the Ravens. Good start. But, of course, Ravens had to answer at some point. But we have another good drive going.
Here we go.
1st down and
Line of scrimmage
10.
is the 15. It's 1st
Hunt.
and 10.
Hunt couldn't really get too far
Down to
that
about
way.
the
But
13.
gains 2 yards. That's
Look 'em up on
good.
2nd down
Decent.
and 8. To throw is Burrow.
Pass. There we go.
Yes,
Ah.
take it in over the middle. And the Bengals
It's the
are
rookie out of,
set up with a 1st and goal.
rookie receiver.
Pass play that moves them down to the 1. Here's a run.
Toss, and Brown's got another touchdown. Let's go. 2-possession game now. Ravens come back. They've tied it up on defense for the first time in this game. It's 1st and 10. Jackson and the boys are coming back.
Go now on 1st and 10. Look wide. Get this one
Okay,
complete.
all right. Well, he didn't get a touchdown,
Get it
but
up
still,
for
that
here
was
as he
had to
is
come over there with
taken
Britt to cover him.
Here's 2nd and 6. On the option, they give
Okay,
it
get
to
Henry down. There we go.
And he's
Forgetting
followed
Derrick
up
Henry's still on this
after a
team.
gain of a yard.
Oh, I don't know why I say keep forgetting. I remember.
Now,
3rd and 6. Come on, guys, get off the field. First field goal. It's the 4th quarter.
And some
Delay a game?
communicating on 3rd
Yeah.
down, and that's going to be a delay.
All right, well, thank you, Lamar. So the tougher passing situation here for sure.
3rd and 1.
All right, guys. We need to
They'll
get
send the tight end in
we need to
motion.
get this team off the field and get that ball back.
On the give. Here's
Oh my
Henry.
gosh, and we let Henry just run rush. Oh
They're gonna
my
have a first
God.
and goal coming up. They try to finish
Just let
off
Henry
this
run a
drive
rough
with
shot
6
on
points.
some play. I mean, Henry can do that, but still, I mean, oh man. I'm getting flashbacks from that Cowboys-Ravens game this past season in real life where he just stiff-armed everybody. And Lamar Jackson touchdown. Ravens take the lead for the first time. So now we got to come back for the first time. All right, 3rd and 2. We got to answer here.
Now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd
Chase
down.
Brown gets a first down for us. There we go. Really a power
And
through
right to the
there.
25-yard line back.
We got to go a little bit quicker.
So they
I don't
pick
feel
it
like we
up
have to
on
go
the
2
ground,
minutes just
and
yet.
the drive keeps going.
I don't know why the clock stopped.
Throwing is Burrow. And he can't hang
Oh, he
on
dropped.
through the contact. It's incomplete.
Kind of glad he didn't catch that because that defender was with him the whole way.
And it'll be second down.
Chase.
To the middle of the field. That's taken in by
Third and
Chase.
inches.
Very close to a
Harris,
first
our
down. Won't
center,
quite
was
have
hurt.
enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Stops the clock. We didn't have to take a timeout. Oh, because we're not under 2 minutes. That's right.
On the
All right,
ground.
Kareem Hunt gets us a first down. That's good. Let's go a little bit of no huddle here. I want to go quick because I want to give ourselves a chance to still win this game.
First down picked up.
Hunt out of the backfield. Perfect. Touchdown, Kareem Hunt on the pass. Let's go. All right. Got this thing tied up pretty quickly, so now we just got to play defense, get the ball back, and play for overtime.
This is 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in
Dude, we got to step up here.
On first down, they'll start the
Okay,
drive
good
with
tackle. There we go.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
I got to take an injury timeout for it looks like Stanley there to tackle. Still not hit the 2-minute warning yet. We're surprised.
The man in motion. He'll go again here with Henry.
Oh, get him, Hubbard. Oh, good job. Okay. I know
He's back to the original line.
we had a chance to actually get him down for a loss, but at least they stopped him before, at least Hubbard stopped him before he gained more yardage. 3rd and 8.
They'll drop to throw.
Oh, man.
Schuster.
I really didn't want them to get that first.
And it's good for a first down.
Ugh. They just need a field goal to win, and they have Justin Tucker.
In motion
So
comes Andrews. On 1st and 10, Jackson.
get him. Okay, good. We got a sack. Great. That's awesome. Good job, Pete.
Now on 2nd and long. From the gun,
Hubbard.
Jackson.
Okay.
That's to the right side.
Hubbard had a chance for a sack there, but they dropped it. I was surprised.
The intended target, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
All right, this is 3rd and very long. It's like 3rd and 6. It's 3rd and 16.
Now
They're
Henry.
running it. All right, timeout.
On the edge, but
If they're gonna, play conservative like that, I'm gonna call a timeout and get us the ball back.
and it's 4th down.
All right, we have 2 timeouts left, so we can go 2 minutes and win this thing.
Here to punt.
Defense came up with the stop when they needed it. That was huge.
Game late.
It was huge.
That's fielded at about the 18.
Okay, not a big run back there, but it's fine. All right, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. This is where you got to make your money. We go 2 minutes here.
On one, ready?
So here's a 1st and 10
Field
now.
goal,
They'll
at least.
start from the 24.
It's tied, so we can afford to be a little conservative. Too
That's
conservative.
complete. It's Yosibah. And he's brought down after a gain of
Yes, we got
6 on 1st down. Now 2nd down.
Come on, Chase.
Burrow.
All right, good. Finally, I found Chase. First time I've had him like all game.
And he's going to be brought down up
He's
past
inside the
the 45. On 1st down, Burrow.
Chase, come on.
Throw left side,
Dropped it.
but that's gonna
Well,
be
it didn't drop it. He just couldn't haul it down in bounds. I should have taken a timeout there. I didn't know we lost that much time. I don't know what McPherson's range is, but we're going to find out. Wow. Did not want to take a sack there. That was awful.
Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds remaining on the clock.
Here we go. 11 MT tape. 11
Change the
MT.
play. Change the play.
To throw is Burrow.
Oh, come on.
Incomplete.
Great. Now we just got to punt this thing and pray for it. Man, we had a chance to.
In regulation. You do not want to play for overtime. Now as this 4th down comes up, I think this coach has a decision to make. Do you remain aggressive and keep the offense on?
There's 17 seconds left. We're in overtime. The Ravens got a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
I assume this is their first possession.
From the shotgun, here's Jackson.
Good deflection. Who was that? Wilson? Great defense. just so we need it. So they kick a field goal, but we can win it with a touchdown.
Here we go.
Here's 1st and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime.
Go, Chase, go.
Passing
Go.
right side, and
Oh,
Chase
my goodness, that was a big play. Huge play from Chase.
But not until he's inside
We're already
the
basically in
40-yard
field goal
line.
range here.
Ball
We're in
resting at the
McPherson's
37.
range.
It's 1st and 10. And he
Dropped it.
can't
Okay,
hang
that's
on
fine.
through the contact. It's incomplete.
I mean, that's the
Good job
rookie, so-
defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Set. Back.
Burrow. Back into the hands of Yosivas. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up
All right,
3rd
decent
down.
gain.
Burrow from out of the gun here
Takes
on
too long. There we go,
3rd
first
down.
down. Or no, it's
And the
the other guy.
defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow.
Oh, wide open.
They find Brown out of the backfield.
All right, so there's really
Should have
three
known Brown
areas
wouldn't
that
have a lot of
modern
real
NFL
estate to
running
move
back
around
has
there
to
after the
excel.
catch.
Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger.
Touchdown, it's over. The rookie, Harris. Let's go.
This level,
So we win our first playoff game in overtime against the rival Ravens. First playoff win of the rebuild, and we're on to the divisional round. Huge win, but wow. One of the toughest games I've played in a while in these rebuilds. Burrow thread the needle on that pass. That was huge. Okay, it's the Jaguars up next. So let's check out how things went. So the Texans actually went on the road and beat the number 2 Chiefs. Wow. So they're going to be facing the Bills in the divisional round. We, of course, beat the Ravens in overtime. The Jaguars beat the Steelers. So we're facing the Jaguars, and the Bills are going to face the Texans. NFC side, the Eagles beat the Buccaneers, and the Vikings go on the road to Detroit and beat the Lions. And the Rams go on the road and beat the Panthers. So it's the Eagles against the Rams and the Vikings against the 49ers in the divisional round in the NFC. Well, still got ways to go. But we are playing another game at home for the divisional round, playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence.
Madden football brings you the divisional round of the NFL.
Pretty good quarterback matchup, if I say so myself.
EA Sports.
But after that overtime win against the Ravens, I wonder how much gas these guys have left, because games like that can take it out of you, because it took scratching and clawing in overtime to win that game. And believe me, but I will say that's a signature win for the rebuild, and against the Ravens to do it, our division rivals. It was big. No snow today in Cincinnati, but still great weather for football.
Here we go.
You can still get a first down.
I'm actually going to change it to inside
First
zone.
and 10, they go from the 11. A modest gain.
Gains a couple of
Maybe
yards,
2 yards.
but not
It's
much.
2nd down.
And T. Higgins is out for the game. Now we got to win this game without our second best receiver. But Harris had a pretty good game.
Burrow.
The game-winning catch in overtime.
The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
goes without saying, like, you have to be smart.
Who saw that? Okay, so Chase, it's like he stopped his route, like right there. It's like, dude, and this guy, some reason, warped. That ball hit him right in the hands, and he should have picked it off. I don't want to see it again. Sorry, I'm just, I don't know why a 99 receiver would stop his route like that. Surely his awareness is up pretty high, but yet he stopped his freaking route. It's like, Chase, what are we doing? That's a touchdown. Yes, came down with it. Let's go. On the board first. Big touchdowns. All right, Third down and 7 for the Jags.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7?
Ooh, Jones almost had a sack there, but still, makes it 4th down. 3rd and 10.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10.
Good catch, Chase. And, oh, I thought he had a chance to go house there, but still, great catch. Big play for a 1st down.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves...
Brown gets in for his 3rd touchdown of the playoffs. Let's go. Jaguars kick a field goal to trim it back to single digits. It's the end of the 2nd quarter. We're towards the end of it. Jaguars trying to get on the board again.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move.
Play game. Okay, just in time. Oh, sack, fumble, get it, get the ball down. Oh. Still, it's a sack. Big sack, too.
The first of their timeouts here, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. 2nd down, Lawrence.
How did...
Over the middle to the tight end, Ingram. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 14
that was a bad breakdown in
in
defense.
half number 1.
Just let Evan Ingram run free up the middle.
It's Lawrence. And they're going to have enough to convert here.
We only have 10 seconds left. We got no timeouts.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
No.
And that's
Way out of
lined
bounds.
up, uncatchable out of the back of the end zone.
Okay.
It's
Come on,
incomplete.
Pete. I know we stumbled a little bit, but we got a chance to...
Working
This-
out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
No. Oh, okay. I don't know why Trevor Lawrence didn't tuck it and run there. I don't care how low his mobility was. It was open. He should have just ran for it. But he didn't, and they're going to kick a field goal. Jaguars kick a field goal, and so they've only registered 3 field goals for the whole game so far. So I still like our chances, but they're creeping a little bit. If we can get a couple more scores, we might be able to put this one away.
So they move inside the 20.
Kind of, go for the jugular, so to speak.
This one caught by Chase.
But still,
It'll be taken
catch
down
by
rather
Chase.
swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Although we're going to have to do this without Higgins. He's out for the rest of the game. So I'm going to have to look it up and see what kind of injury he had. I hope that it's not an injury that will carry over to the next playoff game if we win this one. Because that'll be big. We just paid him all that money, and in playoffs he gets hurt. But, then again, you can't, anticipate this.
Working out of the gun, Burrow.
But the other guys have stepped up. Like this guy. I just don't know how to pronounce his last name. That's why. Iosivas. Okay. He has stepped up, though, in the playoffs as well. Just like the rookie. All right, well, we've got another good drive going. It's a 5-point game. We're in the 4th quarter. We score here. Might have a chance to put this one away.
Forward for a gain of 4 yards.
Here we go.
Second down.
And Chase. Come on, Chase. Hold on to the ball, my guy.
Was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Here we go.
Burrow to throw.
Run, Burrow, run. Touchdown, Joe Burrow. Not a big fan of tucking and running it with the QB like that, but it's a touchdown. Don't want to walk away with no points there. Jaguars are still keeping this thing close. It's only a 5-point game. We haven't even hit 2 minutes yet.
They'll run here with Brown.
Oh,
And
man.
that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All right, 2-minute warning. We got a 2nd down and 10. We're a first down away from putting away this game and moving on to the AFC Championship game. I feel like I still got to try to throw it a little here.
Try again here.
Because I need to pick up some decent yardage. Maybe put us in a 3rd and short, or better, get a first down.
They'll drop to throw.
Come on, Chase. There we go.
The middle of the field.
All right, it's 3rd and inches. That's about what I want. Didn't want, and make the Jaguars use their timeouts. That's great. It's 3rd and inches. Chase Brown, you got to pick this up, man. He does. We've got a first down. Now we can really start winding down the rest of this game.
First down. He has it by
Awesome.
plenty. They keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches.
Here we go, here we go.
On the ground.
Okay, so good.
And they're going to work this
Good run.
Way
Way to pick the holes. But we got offensive linemen that keep getting
Now,
hurt.
following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Here's Brown.
And by Brown again.
Up front, paving the way for a gain.
Bruce Sternum. Oof. He's going to be out for the rest of the game. We're about to get victory. Hopefully these injuries to Hammond and Higgins, they don't carry over to the next game. That's what I'm praying for, because we're already pretty short-handed, and we're going to have to do it with guys that are still hurt. Sorry, I was looking at a text message. First down and 10. We got the first. Now we just got to wind down the rest of the clock.
They'll stay on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about
another Bruce Sternum. Oh man, Chase is out for the rest of the game. Oh, we picked up so many injuries in this game. It's unreal.
They'll stick with him again.
We just got to keep moving forward. The Jaguars are out of timeouts.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle.
I'm going to wait until this thing gets down to about 5 seconds, and I'm going to run the screen.
Now, Burrow.
Hunt.
Now they'll set up the screen.
All right. Didn't quite get the first, but that was still a decent play.
Marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Let's kick a field goal.
And this one, right.
Going to go up by 8 with only 5 seconds left. Unless they do a lateral of the century, this game is over, because they would also need a touchdown and
here we go.
a 2-pointer just to tie it.
Going up top.
See, pick that or just knock it down. Okay, game's over. We're going to the AFC Championship game. Awesome. T.A. Marcus, what's up? Thanks for the comment. So we win the divisional round game against the Jaguars. We're on to the AFC Championship, where I'm pretty sure we're going to be facing the number 1 seeded Buffalo Bills. We lost to them in the regular season, but now we got a chance to get our revenge in the AFC Championship to get to the Super Bowl. For the first time, it'd be for the first time since 2021 that the Bengals could get a chance to be back to the Super Bowl. So Bengals' first appearance in the AFC Championship since, I think, 2022, going back to real life. I think so, yeah. But we're playing the Bills this time. Let's check out the rest of the playoff bracket. The Bills did take care of business against the Texans pretty relatively easily, 35-17. The Texans got an upset and got revenge for the 2019 playoff win against the Chiefs, but they didn't have 2 upsets in them. Vikings beat the 49ers Whoa, and it wasn't even close. So the Vikings go on the road and upset the number 1 seeded 49ers 28-7. Jeez. And the Rams also go on the road and beat the Eagles 23-20. So it's the Rams and the Vikings in the NFC Championship game in Los Angeles, a 5th against a 6th and a 1 against a 3. So if we get to the Super Bowl, we're going to be facing a team that is a little less superior than us. So this could be it, but we'll see. We got to get to the we got to beat the Bills first in the AFC title game. All right, so this is the first playoff game. We got to go on the road. We got to go to Buffalo to win this game. This Bills team looks pretty stacked because I assume they got most of the same people from year 1. Joe Burrow against Josh Allen. Oh, boy. Sorry, I'm yawning. We got the all-white uniforms on because we were preparing for a snow game. And look, it is a snow game. 2 snow games in the postseason. Who would have known? But here we go in Buffalo. Heavy snow coming down in Orchard Park, New York. Time to get this Bengals back to the Super Bowl. Looks like Higgins is back in there, so he's not injured this game. Well, that's good because we need him. I'm going to go. Oh, that was a bad call. 4th and 1. Is Coach going to let's go for it? Yes, he is. All right. Coach Taylor's going to let's go for it. Okay. First down. Hunt. Let's go. Keep the drive alive.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Burrow.
We go Chase. Good catch. Way to hold on to the ball. That was a tough hit he took, but he held on to it. Good job. 1st and goal. Set up at the 2. Brown. Touchdown, Brown. Going on the road. First touchdown. We got another drive opportunity here. We must have gotten a turnover or something. First interception, according to Mike Tirico. So we got a turnover from our defense. Got a chance to go up 2 scores early in this game.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. They'll run with Moss.
Zach Moss, little touchdown. We missed the extra point, though. But we get another touchdown, and we're up 20-0 on the Bills until they come back, of course. Another 2 minutes here. I'd like to get another score. If it's a field goal, that's fine.
To throw is Burrow.
Keep the pressure on him. Good blocking.
A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
Here we go.
Burrow now.
Chase. That was good defense. Trent Brown is out. He won't be able to play if we get the Super Bowl. We got offensive linemen banged up, so great.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Definitely short-handed for the rest of the postseason. Looks like.
Now, Burrow.
Just had to throw it, but Chase came up with it. It's like the old adage, F it, Jamar Chase is down there somewhere. And he was. Great catch. First down.
Burrow.
Bryant. Higgins.
Made by Higgins.
First down. Here we go, T.
His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a first down.
Here we go.
13 left. Lob it over. Oh, thought I could just lob it over there and Chase could catch it.
It's incomplete.
Here we go.
Burrow here on 2nd down.
Chase, there we go. Get out of bounds. Preserve some of that clock.
And the Bengals are going to be set up. 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
To throw is Burrow.
Oh, my goodness, that was a pick. All over it. Oh, man. Milano was waiting.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make. Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense. And they've got to be able to pattern read.
We got to catch.
You're not just going to drop back to a spot
6 yards to pay dirt.
like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders
Higgins.
have different
Come
rules
on, man. You had it.
Right from the jump.
Oh, Higgins.
They were able to stop that
We need
run
those
really
catches
quick
now,
outside.
man. Oh, okay. Well, we'll settle for the field goal.
Will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try.
And that hit you right in the hands. But we tack on a field goal before the end of the half to go up by 16 points. We'll take it, especially against the Bills. They're going for a Hail Mary here just to get some points. Well, I'll tell you, being up by 16 at halftime was not quite on my bingo card for this game, knowing it's the Bills. But here we are at halftime, 23-7.
One final chance.
Third and one.
They'll look to pick this up. Third and a yard.
Oh.
And he's going to be close to that.
If he gets that block, Brown's probably still running. But still, it's a first down. But it looks like we can't really take advantage, and the Bills are starting to come back. It's only an 8-point game now with 4 minutes left. It's 3rd and 8.
This crowd into
Still
it now.
got to make a
As we
couple
get
of
the
first
third
downs.
down.
All right, good job, Higgins. Redeem yourself for that touchdown drop earlier.
Here we go.
4 and 5.
Here now, 3rd and
On
5.
Chase.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down.
Oh, way to break it. First down, Jamar.
Taken down, and that will take us.
One of the easiest ways to negate these
All right,
really
less than 2
good
minutes.
pass rushes in
There's
the
3
NFL, Mike,
timeouts left for
is
Buffalo. We just
simply
got to make
get
them the rest of their
out the
timeouts.
quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes
Well, Burrow
it's
has beaten the
design,
Bills in
sometimes
Buffalo
it's based
before
on
in the
need.
divisional round several
Really
years
nice
ago,
job
and
there
he
by
does
the
it again.
quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he
Bills
can do
came
after
back
the
in the
catch.
second half in this one. We actually haven't scored a point the whole second half, but our defense was able to make enough plays to win this game for us. We just got another big first down.
Here we go.
Toss to Brown. Nowhere to go. Still. Bills don't have any timeouts left. We got 6 yards to go to the end zone. The 15-2 Buffalo Bills. We take them down in the AFC Championship game in their house, and it was snowing. Didn't phase us one bit.
Will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line.
And we've had to do this with a bunch of injuries, and by honestly my calculations, not a very highly rated roster. And the fact that we're in the Super Bowl in year 2 of this rebuild is amazing.
They'll run.
Brown gets a touchdown to seal the deal with over a minute to go. And we are going to the Super Bowl in year 2 of the rebuild.
As they will lift
Let's
the Lamar
go.
Hunt Trophy.
Go on the road, and we beat the Bills. The Ravens game was actually really the toughest. Both the other games we were able to win in regulation, but they were still pretty close. And then again, the touchdown we got with Brown was really just kind of a garbage one anyway. So it was kind of not. So this was really a close game in the second half. I mean, we didn't score a point until that touchdown run in the whole second half. So that was pretty big. But we're on the way to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be either the Rams or the Vikings who we're going to face. One of those teams both those teams are low seeds. So let's see who it is. And it looks like that we are going to be facing the Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. They go on the road to Los Angeles and they beat the Rams 20-14. So we're going to be taking on the Vikings in this year's Super Bowl. So it's a matchup of two teams who have never won a championship, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to take a look at the Vikings because I assume that I guess J.J. McCarthy is healthy there. Let's go ahead and do some staff upgrades if we can. Let's go ahead and do player personnel upgrades, draft day every day. Let's do that one. So let me take a look at the Vikings roster this year, because it looks like that obviously with them having a run that they've had, I got to see who's on the team. So obviously they got Justin Jefferson, so it's a good matchup. I'll tell you, 2 LSU star receivers. You got Jamar Chase and you got Justin Jefferson, so that is a great matchup. So J.J. McCarthy is an 84 overall. This is the first year, of course, he's been healthy. They still have Sam Darnold on their roster, but he's the backup now. They still have Aaron Jones. C.J. Ham is their fullback. They have Jefferson. They still have Addison and Naylor. Hawkinson is still their tight end. Darashaw, 93. Blake Brandall, Bradbury, Ingram, O'Neal, Davenport, Lewis, Phillips, an 85. Van Ginkel, Cashman is an 83. Freeland's an 83. Byron Murphy, 89. Morrison, 84. Holden, Bynum. All right, well, they got a lot of the same players from the first year. But overall, definitely a team that looks beatable, I'll say that. Sorry, guys, I had to pause for a moment to get something to drink. We're going to be facing off against the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Let's check out the yearly awards list, see if we got anybody up for it. Brock Purdy wins the MVP. No Bengals in the... Oh, Burrow finished third in the MVP voting. All right, very cool. Coach of the Year. Zach Taylor actually finished fifth. Okay. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Allen. Jamar Chase finished second. Burrow actually finished fourth. Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC goes to T.J. Watt. No Bengals in there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Trey Harris wins AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. Our rookie wide receiver from Ole Miss. He is the AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had a pretty good few games in the playoffs, so good to see our rookie putting in great production. We didn't have any other Bengals on there. No, he was the only one. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Micah Williams of the Raiders. No Bengals on there. Best QB. Burrow finished third. Best running back. Chase Brown probably isn't on here. No. Best receiver goes to Jamar Chase. Harris finished fifth. No sign of T. Higgins. Best offensive lineman. Volson. Cordell Volson, our left guard, finished 10th. So, I mean, barely cracked it, but it looks like he got some recognition, so that's good. Best defensive lineman. I think Volson's actually a backup. Hendrickson finished not 8th for that. Best linebacker. Nobody. Best DB. Cam Taylor-Britt actually finished 4th. And best kicker, McPherson did make the list. He finished 5th. So those are the yearly awards for the NFL in year 2 of the rebuild. So going to be taking on the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Like I said, matchup of two teams who have never won it before. So this should be a pretty interesting Super Bowl. But I look at the ratings of the Vikings. They actually are rated better than us, even though they were, I think, a 6th seed in the postseason. Let me see. So, yeah, they were a 6th seed, and we're a 3rd seed, making it all the way to the Super Bowl. But then again, a 3rd seed's made it to the Super Bowl before. But, this is a pretty interesting matchup. A team that was a 3rd seed against a team that was a 5th. But you see the ratings there. Overall, the Vikings are rated 1 point better than us. They got a better offense, but probably because their running back is better in Aaron Jones, because he's an 83. I think Brown, maybe an 85 or something. Brown is, an 81, and we've got injuries. So I actually got to check the injury report, because I'm a little bit nervous, because we've got a bunch of injuries that we picked up. Okay, actually, W got this true. Your guy, Nick. Oh, what's up? I feel like I've seen you on my comments before, Nick. I just can't really recall. I'm doing good. So Volson is out for 1 week with a torn labrum, so he's not going to be able to play in the Super Bowl, which is a bummer. But let me check something. Isn't Volson our backup, though? Oh, first, new ability unlocked. Cam Taylor-Britt. Ooh. Wow, okay, well, see, like, Britt is in the last year of his deal. So I'm going to go strip specialist with him. So he's in the last year of his deal. He's up to an 89. He's got a new star ability unlocked. If we don't win it this year, if we don't win the Super Bowl here, I think I'm definitely going to try to find a way to bring him back if I can, because I don't want to let an 89 corner walk on the market. Okay. What else was I trying to do? Oh, yeah, I was trying to look at the roster. So I think Volson actually is our backup left guard. I don't think he's a starter. He is our starter. Okay, so 77. So we got Aaron Stinney, who's a 72. That's not bad. We've had injuries like throughout the whole playoffs on the offensive line, really. I know that Matt Lee has had to play quite a bit because of injuries. Mims actually has got him to an 85. So that's pretty good. Yeah, thanks for checking it out, Nick. Appreciate it. Yeah, so well, I'll tell you one thing. Our offensive line is looking a little bit better. If we got 2 left, if I was going to continue this series, I might consider moving Brown or Mims to left tackle. If Mims is going to be this good, being up to an 85 and then we got an 86. So, yeah. All right, so let's play the Super Bowl facing off against the Vikings. This is a chance to finish the rebuild, even though I was talking about what I was going to do after this game. But still. Okay. All right, well, here we go. Against the Vikings.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Vikings and the Bengals, and it's all up next.
After hundreds of battles throughout,
we're here in Santa Clara for this year's Super Bowl.
As EA Sports coverage.
Here we go. Super Bowl 60.
4th and 3, drive on the line.
Vikings are going for it on 4th down right off the bat here. And Aaron Jones did get it.
And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. It's Jones on the top.
Get him down. There we go, Clowney. Nice job. First big play I've actually seen Clowney make the whole playoffs. But still, veteran, aging, I don't know. 2nd and 13. Come on.
They're giving it to Jones on the
Oh,
option.
come on. Okay, thank you, Wilson.
13-yard line. He gets them half of what they needed. So after a 7-yard gain, it's 3rd
Excuse
and
me.
7.
Henderson. Make something happen.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Chased out to his right.
Oh, come on.
And he's gonna score.
J.J. McCarthy went out the back door on us. Oh, Vikings on the board first. All right, well, got a good drive going here, though.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Okay, Harris, in the Super Bowl, you cannot be dropping those two.
You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush.
Not now. Please.
Easy completions to be found on that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit.
Just, okay, all right, well, he's down to the 1. That's fine. Let's punch this in.
Around and making the play.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
All right, there we go. Right here. Vikings got another good drive going on, so.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Staying on the ground with Jones.
Okay, Pratt, great tackle, but it's still 1 yard to go. Overload, overload, overload.
Jones once more.
That did nothing.
And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
It's a first down.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Gets it
Oof.
towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Could have been picked. That was a low throw. I don't know what that was by McCarthy.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Jones reels it
Oh
in.
my gosh, how did I miss him?
And he drives
Okay, at
this
least
ball
Britt
to the
came up to
6.
clean up the mess.
That's a defense
Muscle
goal.
cramps.
Just get us to third down so we get a chance to get off the field.
Hubbard, it's the Super Bowl. We need you back in there, dude.
In particular.
Get back in there. Give you some potassium. Maybe need some bananas or something.
Third and goal
I know it's hot here in California, but
And that's a
yeah.
look for the pass
All right.
rush.
Good defense. Fourth down and goal.
Incompletion, fourth down coming up. Will Reichert now to try the Vikings field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash.
We at least force them to a field goal. Vikings do kick it. They get it.
And that's going to...
Got a chance to go back down the field.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you're back in the chat, Nick. All right, good to see you.
Third and 3.
Chase, there we go. Good catch. There we go. First down. That's big. Let's call timeout. Let's go quick. A little bit quick here. Then we actually call the timeout during the simulations.
To throw again, it's Burrow.
Come on. Get out of bounds.
Ball in left side.
Good job, Brian.
And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Looking to throw, Burrow.
On Higgins.
Catches
Touchdown, Higgins. Perfect. That's just what we needed before the half. Get back on top. Be on top going into halftime. But there go the Vikings again with another touchdown drive. I can't recall what rebuild it was, but I remember that I was doing a rebuild, and I think maybe in year 2. The team that I was rebuilding, we had a Super Bowl matchup against J.J. McCarthy, and the Vikings beat us. I think it might have been the Chargers rebuild, but I can't remember that for sure. But I remember that McCarthy just absolutely ate us up, and I'm getting flashbacks to that in this game. I can't lose to McCarthy and these similar Vikings again in a rebuild in the Super Bowl. I don't want to have it happen again. I really don't. Because I don't know how I remember that, but I do. But Brown gets a touchdown to put us back on top here in the third quarter. That's big. But we just can't seem to stop this Vikings offense right now.
Third and 4 coming up now. Running right, this is Jones. And he's taking...
Yeah, I'll look at doing a Packers rebuild, Nick. I don't think I've actually ever rebuilt the Packers in any Madden that I've ever done. I don't think I've done them. Well, then again, the reason I haven't done them is because they've been a good playoff team with Jordan Love as their new quarterback ever since Aaron Rodgers left. Some teams, I feel like, there's some big things that need to be, fixed. So that's why I do rebuilds, because I like, the fact of drafting a franchise quarterback. But I mean, the Bengals, they have some things that I needed to improve. So that's why I chose them. I'm also trying to not repeat teams that I did in Madden 24, because in Madden 24 I did a bunch of rebuilds in that game. I rebuilt I feel like every single bad team in that game. Now, of course, in this year's Madden, for the 2024 season, 2025, a lot of the teams that are bad that were in the last game are just bad in this one. So I was trying to do some different teams. But yeah, I can consider doing a Packers rebuild. I don't really know what weaknesses they have off the top of my head. Maybe receiver or something. But even though the receivers are young, they're really good. But I can still look at that. Maybe some guys on defense. Maybe they need a good defensive lineman. But yeah, I mean, kind of like I did with this Bengals rebuild, have a franchise quarterback and Jordan Love, and just build a bunch of stuff around him.
And he'll go down here at the 16.
Yeah, do it, man. I'm when it comes to Madden, I've always been a franchise guy. I love rebuilds and what ifs and everything. So that's mostly what I do on this channel. And meantime, while the Vikings are driving on us with less than a minute to go, I haven't even really paid much attention. I've been talking to you. That's what happens sometimes. All right, there's 22 seconds left. It's 1st and 10.
A lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the
Score.
chains on those
Okay.
downs.
They called a timeout.
Nearly to the end zone, instead stopped at the 2.
I don't like the look of
In a
this.
good spot here, 2nd and inches. He'll look to throw it.
Get McCarthy down, please. Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, we could have sacked him right there, and it would have been probably ball game. That's 3rd and inches.
Pass didn't work on 2nd. Let's see how that affects this.
Where's
3rd down.
Jefferson? He's in the slot. Okay.
Looking to throw it. Escapes the
Oh,
block.
my God.
And that's a touchdown. And with almost no time left, he
Eh.
won them this game.
It happened again. J.J. McCarthy's Vikings are about to beat another team I do in the Super Bowl. There's 3 freaking seconds to go.
1st and 10 now from the 30. One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete.
No chance.
No miracles on the final drive today. This
In
game
the
is
Super
over.
Bowl. I'll have to look back, but I'm pretty sure that we lost in the Chargers rebuild. The only Super Bowl I got them to against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings, and we lose in the year 2 to McCarthy and the Vikings in the Super Bowl. The thing that really kind of makes me upset about this is because this might have been our best chance this season. I mean, the Ravens, yes, and the Steelers made the playoffs, but they gave us a running start with them starting as bad as they did. And they're probably just going to be just as good in the next couple of seasons. So that's what may make it tough. We had to beat the Ravens in overtime. We had close games. We lost a close Super Bowl to J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. So let's check out the season recap. Of course, the MVP goes to McCarthy. The Vikings have won their first world championship. The MVP is Purdy. McDermott was actually Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year was Josh Allen. T.J. Watt was Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he'll be back next year with the Steelers, so we still got to contend with him. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Trey Harris, of course, from the Bengals. So we won overall Offensive Rookie of the Year, not just in the AFC. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Deontay Walker of the Rams. Ice Saddle. I'm a happy man today. All right, well, that's good. Gotta go. I'll be back possibly tomorrow after school. All right, well, thanks for checking out the chat, Nick. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. All right, well, time to get into the off season. I'm going to try to run it back. And by run it back, I mean I'm going to try to get the key guys signed and try to really improve this roster, improve the defense, get maybe a really good running back if I can, and take this team over the top. Hopefully get the Super Bowl next year. So Keenan Allen retired. Tyron Smith retired to the Steelers. So 2 pretty good Steelers retired. DJ Humphries retired. Demario Davis retired. Morstead retired. C.J. Mosley retired. Stephon Gilmore played his last season in Jacksonville. He retired. Kirk Cousins is retiring. Levante David spent his last year in Dallas. He's retiring. So is Zach Martin and DeMarcus Lawrence. Let's see if we had any retirements. Do we have any retirements? No retirements. Then again, we got a pretty young team, so I didn't really expect anybody to retire. All right, well, let's go ahead and advance to the beginning stages of the offseason. And it's the last chance we can negotiate with players. Cam Taylor-Britt, you're up to an 85 overall right now. Will you please come back? Excited to sign. Great. Takes us down to $28 million, though. Everybody else, y'all can walk. we got improvements to do across this team. All right. It was Murphy who needed to accept the 5th-year option. Where's he? Okay, there he is. Miles Murphy will definitely accept his 5th-year option on the defensive line. So we got a good young defensive lineman aimed for at least another year. So that's good. So let's go ahead and advance to the beginning of the offseason. We're going to restructure. I'm going to see if I can restructure some contracts and see what we can do there. Let's go ahead and check out team salaries. Let's kind of go position by position. We only have one QB on the roster, and of course, that's Mr. Joe Burrow. We can actually restructure his deal to free up $18.1 million. That is great. And he's also up to a 99 overall. So that's really good. Chase Brown got up a little bit. He's up to an 82 going into this offseason. We can't restructure his deal, but still. We need to get a new fullback, so that's something else. We just signed Jamar Chase to a big new contract, but we can actually free up $11.5 million, which, if we're going to run it back, these guys got to be willing to take, some cuts. Let's see about Higgins. I know we signed a new deal last year. Free up $5.27 million. That is great. Give us some more money to spend this offseason. I don't know about Isovius. We can't restructure his deal. Let's see. Bonus, savings. I'm going to cut Isaiah Williams and Dowell. We don't need these guys on our team. We have $1.14 million. We have a bunch of receivers. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut Tanner McLaughlin. Won't free up a lot, but it'll free up a little bit. Can we restructure Orlando Brown Jr.? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, left tackle, we need a new left guard. We don't have any guards on the roster at all. I'm considering putting Mims actually out to left tackle. Henderson, we also signed to a big new contract. Let me see if I can restructure it. Oh, yeah, that'll free up $6.54 million. That is really good. That really helps us out. Jenkins, can we restructure him? Free up $190K. Not a lot, but a little bit. That's fine. See if there's any trimming that I can do with some positions. There's a bunch of corners here. I'll go ahead and actually release Jamarcus Ingram. Won't free up a lot, but we have so many corners that I don't really think we need a lot of them. I'm going to see if I can actually restructure Cam Taylor-Britt, even though we just signed him to a new deal. It will free up $1.09 million. He's up to 90, actually, based on that. But he's an 85 overall. He's like just at the bottom. Stone. Yeah, we can restructure his to free up $1.48 million. That's good. Jordan Battle. Pearson. Okay. So I think I've done all the restructuring of contracts that I really can do for this offseason. So now let's see how much money we have to spend in free agency. We got $75.8 million. That's a lot. That is a lot of money. Well, it's not a whole lot of money. It's a decent amount of money to spend. And Mark Andrews, the top free agent available, he's a 92 tight end. But I don't know if I really need to go all in on a new tight end. If I were to do that, I'd probably just try to trade away Harrison Bryant. But let me try to get in on the bidding just to see how much it would take for us to get Andrews. I gotta imagine it's going to take most of the money. Oh, it actually puts it at number 2. Okay, so let's sweeten the deal a little bit. So very player friendly, don't have the funds. Yeah. So let's stay with the neutral. Whoa, the neutral deal actually puts us in first. Well, the Panthers are about at the same, so yeah. All right, we're going in on Mark Andrews just to see. That's mostly just, kind of an all-in, scheme fit guy. Just try to steal somebody from our division, see if we can get that really, really elite tight end that could put us over the top. If we don't get him, that's okay. And Derrick Henry is also available. Oh, my God. That actually puts us on his list. He's an 87, so he's 32 years old, but you know what? 87 is still very good. If we sign him, maybe I'll look to move Chase Brown, but I don't know. But those are 2 big names we're going up. We still have $50 million to work with. I think we do need a guard. We do need guards. Vera Tucker, but he's going to take some convincing. We're pretty low on his list. So you know what? I'm going to withdraw that offer. It's going to take more than that to get him. Okay, well, now let me go ahead and take a look at what positions we really need to actually fill. Like position we don't have anybody at. I think left guard and right guard, we don't have any of them on the roster. We need another fullback. We need a left guard, center. Yeah, okay. Let's go to left guards, centers. Let's go to offensive line and see what we can find there. But I know we need some defensive linemen as well. But let's see what's out there first. All right, left guard, so we don't have any on the roster. We definitely got to go out and get somebody. But what are some of the elite guys? We're some like the top 100. We're still number 1 for him. Dafe Owe. Khalil Mack is there too. Those guys really aren't all that interested. The thing that helps with Andrews and Henry is that they're very interested in coming here. So that's a plus, but yeah, okay. Let me see what defensive lineman we need to get, because I feel like we need to upgrade defensive tackle, and I feel we need to upgrade one of our ends. Jackson is a 77. Rookie. I don't know how much he really played this past season, but 77 is not that bad for a starting point. 95 Henderson, we're good there. Chris Jenkins Jr. is an 84. So I think he'll be our starter next year, but we could use some more help at defensive tackle. Okay, let's go back to let me check out the defensive tackles, though. I want to see if there's anybody better at those positions. Okay, well, not really left end. Right end, we don't really need help there. Dorrance Armstrong is the top guy, but he's only a 78. That's not too much of an improvement. Let's go to defensive tackles. Okay, there's some decent guys here. Walter Nolan. DJ Reader. All right, well, DJ Reader looks like a guy that we could definitely use for depth on the defensive line. Would he take something that's a little bit cheap? Okay, let me actually go with a team-friendly deal and see if he'll take this. Let's go with DJ Reader. He's a scheme fit guy. He wants to come here. He'd be good depth on the defensive line. He's 32 years old, so kind of a bridge player. Let me check out linebackers now, because I feel like there may be somebody decent there that we need. Linebacker positions. Left outside linebacker for sure. Middle, yeah. Logan Wilson, of course, is still here. He's our top linebacker. All right, we need a left and a middle linebacker in free agency this year. At least one of those. Maybe both. Left outside linebacker. Okay, there's some decent guys here. Willie Gay is the top guy. The This neutral deal put us in. Okay, this puts us ahead of other teams. Let's see if we can get Pratt to come back. Get him to come back maybe on a 2-year deal. You know what? Let's go with the team-friendly deal then if nobody's really going to be crazy and offering him. And he wants to come back. Looks like he wants to reunite with us, so we're going to do that. So we've reached our 5 max for the first wave of free agency. But we are going in on some of the top dogs. We're going in on Andrews. We're going in on Derrick Henry, who surprisingly only has 1 offer from us for the first wave of free agency. DJ Reader, Jermaine Pratt, and Willie Gay. The only 2 guys that have competing offers are Gay and Andrews. If we could land Andrews, that would be huge, massive for our passing game. And if we can land Henry, that would be an instant upgrade at running back. If we don't get Andrews, but we land Henry, I would be okay with that. All right. Did we get anybody? Andrews went to the Commanders. But we got Derrick Henry, we got Reader, and we got Gay. We're still in on Pratt. The Panthers offer more money, so you know what? We're going to up this. We're going to go with the neutral deal instead, 2-year deal, because I really want to bring him back for stability. In case we don't, okay, all right. Well, we're up on that, so yeah. But we did get Derrick Henry, which is big. So we got an instant upgrade at running back, and we got defensive help. We got a new starting left outside linebacker now with the signings that we have. So that's really nice. Okay, well, let's take a look at our roster now and kind of see where things are standing. At 87, we got an 84 at running back now. I want to see if I can give Henry 22. Who's wearing 22 right now? Oh, Geno Stone is. Henry wore number 2 at Alabama. But 2's not available. So I'm going to see, did Geno Stone wear, like, a different number in college? Geno Stone, he wore number 9 at Iowa. But that's Joe Burrow's number. All right, I'm going to change Geno Stone's number, because Derrick Henry, I think, deserves to wear 22. We're going to give Stone 21, and Derrick Henry is going to wear number 22. We're going to give him his old number. Look at that. You can actually structure his deal already. That's great. So that saves us a little bit of money. All right, so Derrick Henry, our new starting running back. Chase Brown, I think I'll opt to keep him to give us a good 1-2 punch for this season. But I don't know how much longer I'm going to hold on to him, if I'm being brutally honest. All right, now let's see what our linebacker's looking like now. So Willie Gay is a 73 now, which is very good. We can already structure his deal to free up $1.06 million. So that gives us a better left outside linebacker. We still need to get a better middle linebacker, though. But, well, Pratt, we're in negotiations with to get him back. So hopefully that happens. And Reader is our second best defensive tackle. He's actually an 80. So that's actually better than I thought. So we got an 84 and an 80. So defensive tackle has been upgraded for sure. But we really need to focus on the offensive line because we don't have – we really need to get a starting left guard, center, and right guard. we still got a lot of headway to make in free agency. So let's go and get it done. Left guard. So Kenyon Green actually might be the best guy for us to get, mostly because of the fact that he wants to come here and it wouldn't be fighting tooth and nail to get him here for 1 year as kind of a bridge guy. But I feel like we need to get another left guard, so I'm going to go for somebody that's rated a little bit lower but scheme fit guys. Let's bring Stinney back. Let's bring Stinney back for 1 more year. A team-friendly deal, wants to come back. Let's do that. Just for depth. Centers, Karras is still here. And there's nobody really – well, Josh Myers is better than him. But Karras fits our scheme better. You know what? Maybe Myers. He wants a 2-year deal. Let's give him a 2-year deal. Be our starting center. So Josh Myers would be an upgraded center. Not a big upgrade, but still an upgrade. Right guard we need – Vera Tucker, the top guy here. He's already gone. Brandon Sharif, you can get him on a one-year deal. Probably. Okay, we can actually get it for cheaper than that, it looks like. Go the team-friendly deal then. And let's get backup right guard Tristan Colon. Let's get him here on a one-year deal. Get a backup. Okay, well, left end was still a position I was looking at, but there's not really many upgrades here for that. We could use a third defensive tackle. So you know what? Let me go ahead and get a more lowly rated guy. Let's bring in some guys I've already seen before. Rashard Lawrence. Let's bring him in on a one-year deal. Get some more depth back there. Okay. I haven't really looked at defensive backs, like who's the top guy there. We obviously had Geno Stone as our starter at free safety. Corners are looking good because we got Taylor Britt to come back. We got DJ Turner still here. Right outside linebackers, okay. Free safety, 83. We got an 80 Jordan Battle, but we need a backup strong safety. So let's go ahead and get that. Oh yeah, we need a starting fullback. Forgot about that. All right, well let's do the safety first. Let's go safeties. Okay, Matulis was the top guy, and he's already gone. Let's get Chuck Clark to come in here as a backup. One-year deal, probably the last year of his. He's 31 years old, so he's getting up there in age, long in the tooth. But yeah, right, we need a starting fullback. Juice Check is available, but I don't think I'm going to go all in with him. We'll go with Eli Wilson. Team-friendly deal for 1 year. You should take this. Okay, so... All right, so that's good. Do we need a punter? I know we got McPherson, but do we need a punter? Yeah, we do. Okay, let's go get a punter. Well, with the money we didn't have to spend on Mark Andrews that we lost out on, we were able to go get a lot more players to fill out positions of need. Brandon Mann, we only have $4.96 million. We've reached the maximum that we can negotiate with during period 2. So we got Brandon Scherf to come in here and be a starting right guard for us, probably in his last year at 34. Braden Mann to be our new punter. Jermaine Pratt to come back, although the Panthers have jumped ahead of us. But maybe he'll still come back. I'm going to leave it where it is, see what happens. Josh Myers, but the Colts jumped ahead of us. Okay, well, we may lose him to the Colts after all. We may lose the Colts after all. Chuck Clark to be a backup strong safety. Cologne to be a backup right guard. Green to be a starting left guard. Eli Wilson to be our starting fullback. Rashard Lawrence to be defensive tackle depth. And Aaron Steeney to come back and be our backup left guard once again for another season. So we may lose out on 2 guys, but let's see. Looks like we did lose out on Pratt. So Pratt did end up going to the Panthers, and we lost Myers to the Colts. Well, we got $16.3 million, so you know what? Let's bring back Karras on a 1-year deal, team-friendly deal, to be our center again for another season. Let's do that. The Bengals were his top offer. Chargers not offering as much. So hopefully we'll be able to get Karras back for another season. Let's see. Did we have what other signings did we have that we were able to get? Okay, so obviously Henry. Scherf is coming. We got Cologne. We got Green as well. We got Steeney to come back, so our left guard spots have been filled. Let me check a rundown of the roster again and see where we are. We actually haven't gotten a backup quarterback. I'm going to wait until the draft to get that. Receiving-wise, I haven't really touched receiver except for the draft, but Harris was so good that I think we've really found a gem at receiver there anyway. We're going with Harrison Bryant as our starting tight end again. 77 is not that bad. Maybe there'll be a tight end in the draft that can compete with him. Brown, we got Kirkland. Kenyon Green is our new starting left guard. We got Steeney once again as the backup. Hopefully we get Karras to come back. Brandon Scherf. Does he wear 68 or 65? Brandon Scherf. 68. Okay, so he does have his correct number, I guess, for last number. And Cologne is going to be the backup to him. Brown, got Mims. Although Mims and Brown are the same rating, so those guys are really close in terms of being the starters. So, yeah. I think unless there's a big stud at defensive end in the draft, Landon Jackson might be our starting left end this season. I'd be okay with that as long as Henderson's on the other side. We'll get another defensive tackle in the we're actually going in another defensive tackle, I think, as far as free agency. Did I target another middle linebacker? I don't think I did. But then again, what funds do we really have at this point of $11 million? Okay, so these are the guys we're still targeting on. Brandon Mann, Karras, Chuck Clark, Wilson, Lawrence. Okay, so Lawrence is the only offer. We're probably going to get him. We're probably going to get all these guys, including Karras. Brandon Mann is the punter. We're still negotiating with him on a one-year deal. Middle linebacker, I really don't want to have a 66 guy be our starter. We missed out on Pratt. So who's somebody who's maybe the next best? Chris Barnes, I guess, maybe one-year deal, just kind of like a Band-Aid. But I still think we need to draft somebody. And the Cardinals have offered more money than us. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go a little bit higher. Let's go with a 2-year deal. Do we have enough to do this? Yes, we do. We do. Okay. And we got more to offer the Cardinals. If he rejects us, so be it. We're drafting a middle linebacker, maybe in the first round. But yeah. All right, so this is our final wave of, backup QB. Almost forgot. Just one quarterback. Davis Mills. Come on down. Come on down, buddy. And he's actually interested in coming here, so we want to fight tooth and nail. Okay, so I think this is it. Final target list: Mann, Karras, Barnes, Clark, Wilson, Lawrence, and Mills. Okay. So let's see if we got all our guys. Hopefully we get them. Okay. Did we get everybody? All right, we got Henry. You're gay. We got Karras to come back. We got Barnes, yes. Fighting tooth and nail with the Cardinals, but we got him. Wilson, Kemms, Rashard Lawrence is coming, and Davis Mills is coming to be our backup quarterback. Well, that's it for free agency. So now it is time to move on to the draft. Okay, so obviously, I feel like that the biggest position of need, if I'm being honest, I mean, the offensive line could use some upgrades at certain spots. We're better at guard now. A little bit better. Left end may be a position to look at, despite the fact that we got two pretty young guys in Murphy and Jackson. Left outside linebacker, I'm not ruling that out. Getting Chris Barnes definitely helps as far as Band-Aid purposes, but he's only on a one-year deal as well. He's a bridge player, and he's 28 years old, so he's getting up there just a little bit. Maega didn't get a lot of playing time, of course, this past season. Probably not as much as he probably should have, so he didn't really progress very much. But at this point, based on the fact that I was able to kind of fill some needs already in this offseason through free agency, any position kind of is really on the board for us in the draft. So let's go ahead and now take a look. We got trade offers for Brown. Okay. I'm glad that this kind of popped up and I didn't have to consider doing it myself. But we only have one trade offer. And it would be for a 2027 pick. Cam Akers. I don't think so. That offer doesn't really appeal to me that much. We would be getting a lower rated running back, and I think I want to go with kind of the 1-2 punch with Henry and Brown. So that's what I'm thinking. So let's advance to the draft. But let's check out the mock draft area first. And I want to see what they have us projected to do in mock draft number 5. We're going to have, of course, a low pick. I think we have the 31st pick. We do. They're projecting us to take Jalen Braxton of Arkansas, a corner. We kind of need a corner, but we don't really need a. But we got Britt and we've got Milton and some other guys. If he's the best player on the board, maybe just to give us a really good corner, maybe a good shutdown corner to go on the opposite side of Britt, who signed to a new contract. But DJ Hicks of Texas A&M may be the better idea. Shaheem Brown of Florida State could be a baller. Iomanner could slip. A lot of the players that we may need needs that are projected to go further. Well, I'll say this. If Jalen Braxton is the best guy on the board, even though we don't really necessarily need a corner in the first round, I'll take him. But let's see. Let's get to the draft. Second draft of the rebuild. And here we go with the first round pick. So Shaheem Brown is actually there. Is Braxton already gone? No, he's not gone. He's not the top guy on the board, actually. Caleb Downs is actually the significant. Shaheem Brown is actually the best on the board. You know what? I'm going to go with Shaheem Brown. Strong safety out of Florida State. I'm saying good pick. All right. This tight end, Jack Velling, Michigan State, actually looks pretty solid. We do need a backup tight end. Give some help to Bryant. It's an average pick, though. Not exactly ideal there, but I'll take it. Selection. Got some corners that are falling. Receivers. Ooh. But their talent is potential undrafted. I think that's a reach for those quarterbacks. I'm not going to do that. I know I've drafted Jalen Husky before, but I'm going to draft him again in this rebuild. Get some more help at corner. It's an average pick. I'll take it. Darrell Peterson, but his talent is potential undrafted. But we'll take a flyer on this guy. Average pick, though. Okay, so it's not bad. Just getting some help at left outside linebacker, really. Although we really need help at middle linebacker, if I'm being brutal. Sean Silver, defensive tackle. I'll go with him. First bad pick. All right, well, it is what it is. 6th round selection. Could use a quarterback. A backup quarterback. Joshua Josephs of Tennessee doesn't look too bad. get some depth behind Henderson. It's a bad pick, but okay. 7th round pick. Are there quarterbacks left that are decent? All these guys are potential undrafted ones. Take Jalen Daniels, Kansas. Give us a 3rd-string quarterback, developmental quarterback. So not a whole lot to be super duper excited about for this draft, but we did get some decent players, I feel like. Shaheem Brown, 74 overall strong safety. He's not going to start over Jordan Battle, but he's definitely going to be somebody who could overtake him as the starter one of these days. Jack Velling, tight end out of Michigan State, we drafted. Really just wanted to get some depth behind Bryant. Husky, corner depth, 66 overall. Darrell Peterson, left outside linebacker, 66. 61, Keyshawn Silver. That's the worst pick, it looks like. Well, actually, Jalen Daniels. Joshua Joseph, 63 overall, right in out of Tennessee. And Jalen Daniels took him really as a developmental quarterback to be 3rd stringer. Coming in at 57 overall, though. Not very good. And we still have trade offers. It looks like we still got offers for Brown. Okay. You know what? To get some more draft capital, let's go ahead and trade him and bring in Cam Akers. Not a bad dip in terms of get some more draft capital, and that also gives us still a decent backup running back. We do need a 3rd one, though. All right, let me see if I can give some of these guys their numbers. Where's number 12? Okay. So Jack Velling can actually wear his college number. He's our 4th tight end, though, so still maybe a year or two before he develops. We didn't draft any offensive linemen, but, I mean, we're pretty solid at those positions. Joshua Josephs. Okay, obviously he's real. He's number 19, I think. Looks like number 19. Do we have a number 19 on the roster? I feel like there might be a receiver that's running 19. No? What about safeties? No? Okay, we can give Joseph's number 19. Defensive tackles got Reader, Keyshawn Silver. Not too familiar with him. Keyshawn Silver. Okay, he's a real player out of Kentucky. He wears number 9. All right, well, he'll have to stick with 92. Darrell Peterson. He may not be a real player, but I don't know. Darrell Peterson. From Wisconsin, okay, he is a real player. And he wears 17. He's already wearing 17. Okay, he's already got his college number. He is 66. He's already behind Kaiser, really Gay. I think there's a wide receiver wearing number 8. But I'm going to go ahead and have Jordan Moore wear like a different number so I can give Kobe Bryant out of Kansas, who we drafted last year, number 8. So that way it looks better. Kobe Bryant. Jalen Husky, I forget what number he wore. Jalen Husky. Maryland. Or Bowling Green. Oh, Bowling Green and Maryland. Well, he wears 22, but he can't wear 22 because of Derrick Henry. Okay. That's fine. Battle Shaheem Brown. Shaheem Brown, actually. Probably is how you pronounce his name. 38, looks like. 38 or number 1. Okay, well, can't wear 1 because of Chase, but he could probably wear 38. Let's see here. Looks like 38 is already being worn by somebody else. DJ Ivy. So change his number to like something else. Well, let's change his to like 37. We'll change Brown's number to 38, like he rocked at Florida State, looks like for a little bit. All right. Well, roster looks good. This live stream actually has been going on pretty longer than I expected, but and again, it's because of just all the the long season, making it to the Super Bowl, losing again. And, let's go ahead and advance to the preseason, and then I'll wrap up the live stream. Well, once again, a rebuild where in one of the years we get to the Super Bowl, but we can't finish it. But I'm going to try to run it back this next year with some of the same players, but I was able to make some big upgrades. The biggest one is the upgrades at running back. Got Derrick Henry. We ended up trading Chase Brown for another backup running back in Cam Akers. Probably going to go ahead and sign a third running back before the preseason begins, but I'll do that in the next video. And, yeah. And not a whole lot of extra upgrades, but I'm going to see if I can run it back with this team with a better running back in Derrick Henry. But we'll see how things go. Thank you all for checking out the live stream. Shout out to all the people that have left me comments in this stream. I'm going to try to shout them all out. T.A. Marcus, your guy Nick, and Ice Sandal. Ice Sandal. Thank you so much for the comments. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.